Hello and welcome back to the video training course for the Classroom Game Server. In this video, we'll be jumping into Minecraft to learn its basic controls and core game mechanics. We'll also be previewing the Quick Start world that comes loaded in your game server. You can load this world after the video to practice the concepts we'll be covering. So let's get started. To look around in Minecraft, you can move your mouse left and right to spin in place, and up and down to look up and down. That crosshair that you see in the center of your screen, that's the direction that you're pointing. What you don't want to do is look straight down and then try and move left or right to look up to the left or up to the right. Moving your mouse left or right will only spin you in place. So if you're wanting to look left or right, try and keep that crosshair level to the horizon and then move left and right. That'll allow you to turn more accurately. The movement controls for Minecraft are W for forward, S for backward, A for move to the left, and D for move to the right. It's recommended that you try and use W forward most frequently above the other movement controls, and to turn, simply move your mouse around to the left and to the right. The goal of this lesson is to follow the green line to the very end of the course. The course is split into a number of checkpoints, and at each checkpoint you'll be learning some new game controls or game mechanics. Be sure to read these signs as you go. They'll tell you the controls and other tips. Sometimes you'll encounter these sign blocks, which you can aim at and right-click to read. Some of them have multiple pages, which you can flip through using these arrow keys. You can go back to playing the game by pressing close. At checkpoint 1, you'll be learning how to jump. These 1-block tall ledges can't be scaled by simply moving forward over them. You can tap spacebar to jump in place, and if you tap spacebar while holding W to move forward, you can jump up these ledges. The downward ledges don't require jumping, you can just run down them. Checkpoint 2 is about advancing your jumping skills. There's a bridge over this pit, but there are some gaps that you'll need to jump to cross over. It's helpful to look a little bit downward so that you can better time your jumps. Try and jump right before hitting the ledge. If you make a mistake and fall into the pit, look for the blue staircase that leads back up to the start. Remember, time your jumps and you'll make it across. At checkpoint 3, you'll be looking into a small pit that's lined with some smaller looking blocks than you've seen before. These are actually a special type of block called staircase blocks, which you can move both down and up without jumping. Full blocks require you to jump to get over the ledges, but stairs you can just run straight up. Another way to get to higher ground without jumping is by using a ladder, which I can see in front of me now at checkpoint 4. To use a ladder, I'm going to run towards it and continue holding the run button, W, to move straight up it. On the top of this ledge, I can see another ladder that I need to move downward. So I'll put myself on the ladder and then let go of any movement keys. So when you're next to a ladder, holding the forward key will bring you up, and releasing it will bring you down. Before I look at checkpoint 5 though, I want to review a common problem that people have with ladders, which is approaching the ladder at an angle. You can see when I started, I was right on the green line and approached the ladder straight on. If I approach from an angle and try and move forward, I'll slide off the other side of the ladder. Try and make sure that you are directly in front of the ladder and you are facing the ladder straight on so that the rungs of the ladder are perfectly horizontal. This is going to get you to the top. So now I'll move back down this ladder as I did before, around the pillar. I'll have to jump up these ledges. And before I reach checkpoint 5, I'm faced with this door. As the sign suggests, I can right-click it to open it. If I wanted to close it again, I can right-click it once more. Continuing to follow the green line, there's checkpoint 5. I can start to see more of the Minecraft landscape open up. Right here I'm seeing a river, on the other side of which is the continuation of the green line. So here we'll need to learn how to swim to get across. I'll jump right in. I'll sink to the bottom, but I can see that my normal movement controls still work down here. W, A, S, and D to move, moving the mouse to look around. To swim upward, I'll hold spacebar. Release spacebar to swim back downward. While you're holding spacebar, you can use the normal movement controls, like W and mouse movement, to swim forward while remaining on the surface. When you reach the edge of the river, you might think that you want to tap spacebar to jump out, but this is not going to work. You need to hold spacebar and forward to jump out. I'll continue down the green line to checkpoint 6. Checkpoints 1 through 5 were all about movement controls. Now we'll start to learn how to manipulate our environment. At checkpoint 6, you learn how to break blocks. In particular, these brown blocks that are blocking our green path. These brown blocks happen to be dirt blocks. You'll learn about a lot of other block types as the lesson continues. To break a block, I need to make sure of two things. I need to be aiming at it. I can tell that by looking at the crosshair in the center of my screen. I also need to be within range. I can tell if I'm in range if the black outline around the block appears. You can see it as I move my crosshair to different blocks. If I step farther away, I can see that the black outline disappears. So if I'm aiming at it and I'm in range, I can hold down the left mouse button to break the block. Breaking it doesn't actually mean that it's destroyed, it just means that I'm able to pick it up. I can see the block floating in front of me, a smaller turning representation of it. If I run up to it, I'll pick it up. I can see it at the bottom of my screen in my inventory bar, which we'll talk about in a moment. If I'm really close to a block when I break it, I might pick it up automatically. The trick to breaking blocks is to not tap the left mouse button. You can see that I'm repeatedly starting to break the block, but then actually resetting it. Break and collect all 6 dirt blocks, then move into the building where we'll take a moment to talk about inventory. The bar on the bottom of your screen is called your hotbar. It has 9 slots for you to hold 9 different types of blocks or items. Right now, the first slot has 6 dirt blocks I picked up after breaking the wall, while the other 8 slots are empty. The slot with the thicker white border is what I'm currently holding or equipping. I can change which slot I'm equipping by scrolling up and down with my mouse. If I pick up a new kind of block but my hotbar is already full, the block will instead go into my inventory, which I can view by pressing E. These extra 3 rows of slots are my inventory. Think of your hotbar as your utility belt, while your inventory is your backpack. You can move blocks around your hotbar and inventory by left-clicking to pick them up. While holding blocks, you can left-click again to drop them in a new slot, or you can right-click to drop a single block in that slot. Dropping the same type of block on top of each other will stack them together. This saves inventory space. I'll press E again to close my inventory, and then I'll continue along the green path, up this ladder, and into this pit, the second part of checkpoint 6, where we learn how to place blocks. To place a block, I need to meet the same requirements that I met when breaking a block. I need to be in range of a block, and I need to be aiming at it. Once I've done that, I can right-click to place the block that I'm currently equipping. Notice how the number next to the stack of dirt in my hotbar goes down as I place blocks. I can only place as many blocks as I currently have in my inventory when I'm in survival mode or MinecraftEdu mode. You'll need to place the blocks in a particular way to get out of this pit and continue along the green line, but I'll leave that up to you. If you feel you need more dirt blocks than you currently have to escape, don't forget that you can break and collect the dirt blocks you find in the wall here. Let's take a break and practice what we've learned so far. Jump into the Quick Start world and work your way up to checkpoint 7. Then check out the next video for the second half of the Quick Start tutorial.